Hello everyone, welcome to this training session. We're going to start by covering bank reconciliation. I'll be explaining the concept of bank reconciliation within the Onfinity system, and we'll also go over the different methods you can use to create a bank reconciliation statement. Bank reconciliation is basically the process of making sure the transactions we have recorded in the system match the actual entries you see on your bank statement. Think of it this way: when we enter transactions into the system, like accounts payable payments or accounts receivable receipts, we're doing that when those transactions actually happen. Then, at the end of a period, or even in the middle of a period if we need to, we can do a bank statement reconciliation. This involves going through and selecting the references of those transactions that are available in the system while we reconcile. The system also lets you post expenses that are directly recorded on the bank statement but aren't in our system yet. Think of things like bank charges or interest debits and credits that the bank posts automatically. For example, let's say we have a vendor payment of 14,800 rupees that's recorded in the system as an accounts payable payment. The bank statement shows that same payment, but it also includes an extra 40 rupees for a bank charge. We'll understand how to record that bank charge in the system. Here's another case. A customer payment of 120,000 rupees is received and recorded in the system as an accounts receivable receipt. The bank statement also shows a deposit for the same amount, so we'll learn how to record that. Then there's the instance where the bank statement shows a debit of 460 rupees as a monthly bank charge. This entry isn't in the system because the bank charged it directly. We'll learn how to record that one as well. There are a couple of ways to do bank reconciliation. We have the banking journal screen, where you can manually create records and reconcile. The other method is by using the bank statement form. This is generally a better option because it helps to automate the process. With the bank statement form, you can just upload the bank statement and reconcile from there. With the banking journal, selecting accounts receivable receipts and accounts payable payments is a manual process. You have to select entries one by one to reconcile. So, let's start with the bank statement form instead. Let's go into the Onfinity system now, and I'll show you how to reconcile a bank statement. We'll log into the system using the login screen with a username and password. From here, you can go to the bank financial management form. You can also use the menu search utility by typing in bank statement form. That'll let you open it directly. Alternatively, you can go through the financial management folder, then bank and cash management, and find the bank statement form there. You can open it from there and use it for reconciliation. As soon as you select the bank statement form, the screen will open up. On the left side, you'll see a filter for bank and bank account. You can select the bank account you need there. By default, the system shows one bank account and lists all the entries in it. If you need to, you can filter for a different bank and bank account. Say you want to reconcile using SBI, you can select the SBI bank and then the specific bank account associated with it. Now, let's begin reconciling this bank account. First, use the filter to select the bank and the bank account. Then, enter the statement date. The statement date should be the date up to which you're reconciling. When you select the statement date, the system automatically filters the transactions. For instance, if I select June 30th, all the entries you see will be from before June 30th. You won't find any entries after June 30th because we're only reconciling up to that date. Any entries after that wouldn't be included, and they would be considered discrepancies. Now you can create the bank statement in two ways. First method, manual entry. Click the plus icon, enter the statement name, and manually add each line item. Second method, importing a bank statement. You can upload your bank statement in CSV or Excel format using the standard import template. With the standard import template, when you click Load Statement, the bank, bank account, and statement date fields are filled in automatically. Then you select the statement class, which is related to the format you're importing. You enter the statement name, for example, June 2025. Then you select the statement file to import. Remember that file can be either CSV or Excel format, and open it. As soon as you select the file and click OK, the system uploads all the statement lines, and you'll see them displayed. Before we continue, let's understand the import template we're using. The first row has the account number, IBAN number, and account currency. These three things have to match what's in the system when you upload. Then there are a few more columns. Date. The date needs to be in the correct format so that the system can read it. If, for example, you're uploading the bank statement up to June 30th, the statement should only have dates up to June 30th, not any later dates. Description. This is taken directly from the bank statement line. You can just copy and paste it. Debit amount or credit amount. These amounts need to be entered exactly as they appear on the bank statement. Check number. This is optional. Balance. This is the balance after each line. You can fill it in, or you can leave it blank. In the template, you can also select the reference for a business partner, a charge, or a transaction number. So, you can actually pre-fill the template before you upload it. But even if you only have the required fields, like date, description, debit, and credit, you can still import the file and reconcile. After you upload the statement, all the lines will show up on the right side of the bank statement form. The lines are automatically sorted in descending order by date, so the newest transactions are at the top. If you need to find a specific statement line, you can use the search option. You can search by business partner name, amount, description, or date. You can also filter the lines. For example, you can filter to only show reconciled entries or only show unreconciled entries. This is really helpful when you have a lot of bank statement lines because it lets you jump straight to the records that still need reconciling. In the middle section, you'll see the system transactions. If the amount is negative, it means it's a payment, accounts payable. If the amount is positive, it means it's a receipt, accounts receivable. These are clearly labeled to help you. You'll also see the document number, reference, and business partner information. You can reconcile system transactions with bank statement lines just by dragging and dropping. For instance, if you select 120,000 rupees and drag it to the matching statement line, the system will show you the details of that line. After you select the payment reference and click Save and New, that line will be saved and it'll be marked as reconciled. Another option is to use the Match Statement feature. This lets you set up criteria to automatically match entries. For example, if you have a check number, you can reconcile based on that. You can also match by payment amount, business partner, or transaction number. You can even define multiple criteria, like payment amount plus business partner. If both documents have transaction codes, you can match those as well. After I set the matching criteria such as by payment amount, business partner, or transaction code, I can also decide how strict the matching should be. I can choose that any two, any three, or all criteria must match for the system to reconcile the entries. If there's a difference between the amounts, I can select where to post that difference. I can choose the relevant charge and any applicable tax. Once I click Process, the system automatically reconciles or matches the entries based on my settings. Reconciled lines will then appear in green. For example, 120,000 rupees matches one line, 13,200 rupees matches another, and 2,000 rupees matches another. If I see any matches that are incorrect, I can unmatch them. Now let's say you have a receipt of 795 rupees in the bank statement, but the system shows 800 rupees. That's a difference of 5 rupees. The system will automatically detect this difference, and I can choose to post it as an over or underpayment, a discount, a write-off, or a charge. If I select charge, I can define it as a bank charge and say whether tax applies to it. Once it's saved, those entries are reconciled. Similarly, on the payment side, if the system shows 14,840 rupees, but the bank statement shows 14,500 rupees, that's a difference of 340 rupees. Again, the system will ask me where to post this difference, and I can allocate it as a charge with the correct tax rate. Now, let's understand what to do when there's no payment created in the system, but the customer deposited, say, 2,000 rupees directly into the bank account. In this case, I can reconcile using a few different options. Payment, prepaid order, invoice schedule. If I select prepaid order, the system looks for purchase orders or sales orders with advance payment terms that still have open schedules. For example, on the receipt side, the system might find a sales order that has an open schedule of 8,400 rupees. I can also use invoice schedule to match the receipt directly with invoices. I simply drag and drop the invoice onto the correct statement line. If there's a difference in amount, it's handled in the same way as before. Once the line is reconciled, it turns green. On the payment side, let's say I have an accounts payable invoice of 5,950 rupees. I can drag and drop it, select the invoice schedule, and allocate the payment to it. You can also select multiple invoice schedules for reconciliation. For example, if I have a payment of 14,840 rupees, I can choose multiple invoices and their schedules, and the system will let me allocate the payment across them. If a difference comes up, say 8,890 rupees, I can choose to post it as an over or underpayment, a discount, a write-off, or a charge. Now let's take another case where the bank statement shows a monthly bank charge of 460 rupees. This entry isn't related to any vendor or customer. In this situation, I would edit the line and select the voucher type as voucher. This means no business partner needs to be referenced. I select the appropriate charge and the applicable tax rate, and the system will post it directly through the banking journal. If I had selected payment, I would have needed to reference a vendor or invoice. So using voucher is the right way to directly post charges like these. You can also create new statement lines manually. For example, if I want to record 1,000 rupees as a rent receipt, I click the plus icon. The system automatically assigns the statement name. Then I enter the amount, which should be positive because it's income. If it were a payment, I'd enter a negative value. I select the payment type, choose rent as the income, write a description such as rent received, and then save. The system creates a new line for 1,000 rupees. If there are any duplicate or incorrect entries in the bank statement that you uploaded, you can select those entries and delete them. The system will remove them from the list. Once all of your entries are reconciled and marked in green, you can click Process. This finalizes the reconciliation and creates the related banking journal entry. That concludes this session. Thank you for attending.